Everything in everybody's own countries then becomes more expensive when you don't trade.
If you think prices are higher now, just wait till you all have to pay for all of these workers that are supposed to be rounding people up. Where you want to get food from when you go to the grocery store and ain't nothing on the shelf?
You may have seen posts like these shared on social media after the election. They contain alleged screenshots of text messages telling recipients they've been selected to be slaves. Some assigned roles as house slaves, others as cotton pickers. A Verify viewer texted us to ask if these texts are real. Using these sources, we can confirm they're real, and they've been received by people in multiple states. Sam Burwell, a WVEC photojournalist at our sister station in Virginia, confirmed that he received the message the day after the election. Burwell says he knows others who received a similar text.
I had a cousin up in Richmond that received the same text message, but I found it weird that in my text message it had a different group number than his, and they both had our names.
Attorneys General from Virginia and Washington, D.C. confirmed they are aware of these texts. Virginia's Attorney General Jason Miyares says he unequivocally condemns the messages. A spokesperson for the University of Alabama said students there received the texts and called them disgusting, adding that they've been reported to authorities. A spokesperson with the FBI's Norfolk office said that anyone receiving threatening messages should report them to local authorities.
So this is from the page Verify This. All right? So I just want you all to pay attention to what's going on out there. Pay attention and act accordingly. There was a video that I saw, but I don't know where to put my finger on it right now, but it explained how tariffs are paid. Oh, here it is. This is it.
Dean, are tariffs inflationary?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Who pays for tariffs? Not the company that you are tariffing. So let's use the favorite example. China exports stuff to us and then we tariff them, right? We as an importer of Chinese goods pay for the tariffs, not China. I think that's what the most important fact that people need to understand is that the company exporting the product does not pay for the tariff. How it works is this. They put stuff on a boat. It arrives here. When the company that imports it and distributes and sells it, let's say Costco, whatever, the distributor, goes to the port and takes it, they pay for the tariff there.
At the port?
At the port, yeah. So when you clear customs.
Okay.
It's collected there. And basically what happens is when the product reaches the shelves, it's more expensive now. So what would...
so there's more cost to get it
it's like I did that example before, right? Okay, you buy a t-shirt for $10 without tariffs, right? And you sell it here for 12, right? Mm-hmm. When you tariff China $2 on that, then it's going to cost you $12 to get here. You're not going to sell it at zero profit. You have to bump the price up.
I know, but everyone says in the comments that believe this whole tariff thing, then we should be buying American-made t-shirts.
Yeah, okay.
We grow cotton here anyway.
That's a fallacious argument, though. Okay, what is your cost of living here? What is your cost of labor here compared to China? How are you going to pay people to make that t-shirt at the same price that they make it in China? It's impossible. And what's the result of that? Right? You pass the price increase on the cost of labor, the cost of everything that's more expensive here, regulatory costs, taxes, all that kind of stuff. It costs more to make things here, which is why we only make certain kinds of things here. We don't make t-shirts here anymore. What do we make? An airplane. What do we make? We make
American-made cars. We do make them. Well, actually, no. I think we make them in Mexico because it's cheaper.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So the whole thing that people have to understand about manufacturing, like, oh, you tariff, they're gonna... No, the world economic, the best manner in which for all countries in the world is to trade with each other. It's this concept of competitive advantage. You have low cost of labor in this country, or you have a lot of natural resources or other kinds of resources. Mm-hmm. You make that product at the lowest cost, and then you trade with other people. You know, and we're very, very good at making high, technology stuff.
And we're a knowledge economy.
That's right. And we're very, very, advanced. We make weapons, we make airplanes. That's what our competitive advantage is. How we make it exactly, right? Then you export that to other countries and you import the things that they're good at. It's called trade. It's how economy started, barter. Back in the Middle Ages, whatever, like, hey, I'm really good at fishing. I can catch a fish. That guy's really good at hunting, shooting a bow and arrow at a bird. That guy wants to eat fish and you want to eat chicken, whatever, right? You trade because I'm really good at this and that guy's really good at that. That's how trade works. It's competitive advantages. It's the most efficient, right? Everyone wins when you do that. Different countries and different, suppliers of things. It's not efficiency anymore. And what happens when you do that? Everything in everybody's
Listen.
own countries then becomes more expensive when you don't trade openly. Free trade. Okay, like Ed Yardeni says, free trade is ideal. It's not necessarily, fair trade would be a cherry on top because sometimes things aren't fair. China's not fair, no question. But free trade should always be the winner.
Got it.
I want you all to pay attention, right? So that page that came from, I don't know if this is the original page, but that page is Alex and Dean. I want you to pay attention to what's coming for us down the pipeline. What's coming? People were crying. So Trump was able to skate in on Obama's good economy. Then he effed things up. And then when Biden Harris got into office, then they were like, oh, things are bad. But wait till you see what's coming down the pipeline. These expensive deportations, trying to force us to buy American goods. You all know that I had a lipstick pack created and I need to continue forward with that. This is one of the tubes, a sample. This sticker on the bottom, I went to get these printed in America. You know, America first. I went to get these printed in America. They were charging 15 cents a piece. 15 cents. I went to China to get it done. They were like 5 cents a piece, something like that. When the man told me that they were 15 cents a piece, I said, come on. I was like, I want to support, but this price, like, come on. And then I go to China, it's 1/3 of the cost. Because if I have to pay 15 cents a piece for that, the cost is going to have to be passed on to the customer who is buying. So by the time they say 15 cents for this, and this is where I made my mistake with my first makeup pack, I didn't factor in the cost for the goods to be shipped to me, which was added on thousands of dollars. And then that cost has to be pushed on to the customer. Otherwise, I'm selling at a loss. I don't know how many of you remember the vegan makeup pack that I sold. I have it right here because this is the vegan makeup that I'm wearing. So this is the makeup pack right here. It was a beautiful box. I first started saying that I was going to sell them at one price. And then after I did the numbers and I had to factor in all of the cost of all of these things, I was like, I can't even sell it at this price. Otherwise, I'm paying you to buy the product. I'm losing money on each sale. I had to raise the price. And I sold it very close to what it cost me because there were a lot of items in there, right? And so I just want you all to know that if you think prices are higher now, just wait till you all have to pay for all of these workers that are supposed to be rounding people up. There are some things going on, so I just want you to stop right now and check, make sure that you're still subscribed. And if you were never subscribed, this is your wake-up call or your call to action. Make sure that you're subscribed. Because I remember in 2017, when Trump was deporting people then, I remember all of those farms were saying that they couldn't get Americans to work at those prices. The farms were empty. Oh my goodness, let me Google and see if I can find a video for you all.
No grapes yet on these vineyards, but a couple of workers get the fields ready at this Oregon winery.
The kind of grapes that we grow here in the Willamette Valley are not just your everyday table varieties. We're making a luxury product here. That's what the Oregon wine industry is based on, and it requires not mechanization.
But now, as President Donald Trump's stricter immigration policy unfolds, farmers here are getting worried they won't have the manual labor needed during harvest season. Fears amplified after U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents arrested 11 farm workers in Woodburn, Oregon in February. 4 of them now face...
This is just one video. The video that I saw was a tomato farmer crying because his crops are dying on the vine. He's crying because his crops are dying. Because there's no one to pick them. He can't pick them. And Americans, he's trying to hire Americans, but they don't want to do the work. What's going to happen when baby boys and baby girls, listen to all my knockouts out there, what is going to happen to our food industry? What's going to happen to the farms that are already producing at a loss, but they're getting government subsidies? What's going to happen when there's nobody there to pick all those grapes, all the tomatoes, pick the collard greens, the oranges, the pineapple, all of those things? Where you want to get food from when you go to the grocery store and ain't nothing on the shelf? I tried to tell black men this years ago when they were arguing with me on the internet. I said, you're not safe. You don't own the roads that lead into your area. You don't own the buildings that you're in. You don't own grocery stores or the farms that the food comes from. I'm like, you're on the internet arguing, but you're not safe. I tried to tell people this 5 years ago, but they shrugged it off. Think about when you go to the grocery store, all of these things need processing. The chicken needs to be cut, it needs to be defeathered, it needs to be blanched and cut and cleaned and all of these things, right? When the factories are empty, when the stuff from the farms are not being picked, when the grocery store shelves are empty, what are you going to do? There are people who are saying, I'm black, I'm not African, this is my land. What will your land become? What will become of this, oh, great land of yours? Because you see, racism has been, listen, racism, sexism, all the isms have been a festering sore beneath the stitches holding this country together. And it now has gangrene. You want to stay here and see what's going to happen? All right. Because you see, I don't know if you're not getting it. I don't know if you're not hearing me. If you're hearing me, I want you to put up 5 fingers or the number 5. Put up 5 fingers. Because these men are talking about protect and all this other stuff. For years, these people have been gathering generators, solar powers, ammunition, vests. They've been souping up their trucks and mounting them, getting their flags and their people together. What have you been doing? Do you think black people, even in the ghettos with all the guns that have been dropped off in crates, so I hear, you think we got more guns than them? There are more guns than people in the United States. The police are leftover, quote unquote, slave catchers. Listen, oh, come on. You don't hear me. Oh, I see some 5s. Okay, people hear me. Good. Hey Knockout, thanks for watching. This video filled your cup, so be sure to return the favor by making sure that you're subscribed and watching one of the other videos. QR code in the middle gives you my personal link.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun.